Watch more programs like this on cable and stream with PCN Select. Subscribe at PCNTV.com. This program has been paid for by the sponsor and does not reflect the views of PCN.
I'm Dave Williams, your host here in Pennsylvania Country Roads. Come and join us every Sunday morning as we travel throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, bringing those stories of the festivals and fairs, as well as museums and train rides, and of course, the heartland stories of the people that produce our food. All this and much more right here on PCN TV. This week, we're going to go to the Keystone International Livestock Exposition, where competitors come from throughout the United States to actually compete with their animals. Then we're going to take a trip to a special place in Pennsylvania, the oldest black farm in America, the Dennis Farm. Learn about a great deal of our history, all in agriculture.
All right, it's time to talk about us. Not him, not her, not them. Us. Thanks to us, things have been great. In fact, you can find us just about everywhere. Your food, that's us. Your food's food, that's us too. Your fuel, that's us. And should anyone out there happen to doubt us, by all means, just watch us.
Welcome back, and we're at the Keystone International Livestock Show. Now, who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Kate Ramsey.
All right, Kate, look at it. And, well, you had a good day down here?
I have.
Tell me a little bit about what happened.
So we got up early. We washed her, got her ready for the show. We went in the show ring.
Been doing real good.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is your farm? Where is your farm?
It's in Virginia.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty part of the country.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Virginia is it?
Fort Valley, Virginia.
All right.
Yeah.
I go through there quite a bit. You know, Virginia's a beautiful area. You know, I go into Nashville a lot, and we have a studio there. But you know, people don't realize that how strong the cattle industry is across the world. Now, are you in FFA or 4-H?
I am. I'm in both FFA and 4-H.
Yeah. Of course, that makes a big difference in your life too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You actually have a lot of friends from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to stay in agriculture?
I do.
Yeah. What would you want to take up?
I don't really know yet, but I do want to live on a farm with my own cows.
Yeah, I can't blame you. Of course, down where you're at down there, it's beautiful country, you know, and we did some shows down there at the McCormick Farm, and really beautiful. That valley down through there is just gorgeous, but Virginia has a lot of beautiful land and a lot of good farms, and of course, we're here in Pennsylvania at the Keystone International Livestock Show. But really, it's a time for farmers across the country to come and learn from each other, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mom and dad farm?
Yes, they do.
They do. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and it's always good to see somebody from Virginia.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Here at the Keystone International Livestock Show, and of course, we're here with the beef cattle, and another great year. And people from all over, I believe, 20-some states are showing cattle here today, and a great time to learn, especially for younger people. We'll be right back.
Everything I do in life, I try to do for my community and make my community a better place. And that's why I work in natural gas and oil. My job is essentially reviewing data and evaluating technology and innovations to try to reduce our operating costs, improve our operational efficiency, and really lower our environmental impacts. This is basically my backyard, looking into the environmental impacts we have on it, what I can do to make it cleaner, and just keep Northeast Pennsylvania a great place.
Welcome back, and today we're down here at Keystone International Livestock Show, and I run into a young lady that I've met before, and of course from WB Saul School. And your name?
My name's Gail Coskella. I'm originally from York County, but I've been at Saul High School for 20 years now, and this is our first trip out since post-COVID, and we have students here, 16 of them, really excited to get back into livestock judging and find out what it's all about.
Well, you know, many years ago, before I became a national farm broadcaster, broadcaster, the last national farm broadcaster, actually went to WCD School to actually be a teacher.
I have heard that, and if you said the name, I would remember it, and my alumni are going to be very upset with me that I can't remember his name right now, but I've seen clips of his shows that he put out.
Yeah, he was well known on TV and that, where he'd feed the animals every day and have a parade of animals. And
Yep.
of course, but WB's also so different. You know, it's one of the quality schools in Pennsylvania, biggest FFA, I believe. in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we have about 500 students in 9th through 12th grade. All of them are FFA members. We also participate with Junior Manners, which are both great organizations for developing leaders in the ag industry.
But, you know, of course, today you have all your students here judging, right?
Yeah, we have 16 students, some in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. But it's the first contest for all of them, so we're here to try it out and find out if it's their passion.
Well, it's all part of agriculture, and of course, such a special school. I see the secretary walking up here today. And,
Hi,
There's this
good
whole
to see
team, man. I was looking for you.
We'll turn you towards Dave's camera too.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
So that we can. Well, I'm really glad to see you, and you've always been such a supporter of us at Saul.
It's the easiest thing to do. Right? Proud
Yeah.
of Saul, proud of ag. It all comes together there. So
Yeah.
thank you.
And we're
Yeah.
really happy to be back in the game as far as bringing kids out, getting them more exposure to the industry, broader than just what we're able to do at Saul, which is pretty special, but they're just excited to see everything that the ag industry in Pennsylvania has and how they can partake in that. So I appreciate what you've done to make opportunities for new ag leaders.
But it's mutual, right? I mean, because we all think we're normal, right? I mean, when you get a chance to...
I've never had that concept of myself as normal.
When you think about, like,
Yeah.
Keystone National Livestock Show, I mean, I had this conversation several times where, you know, this is a state-sponsored show for 21 other states, right? And you think about how unique that is. I mean, we do that just as part of our sort of culture and engagement. The mutual side is having Philadelphia and Saul, right? Reminding us that it is not just about the center part of the state or traditional agriculture. It's all of that, right, that comes together both for the ag and even here at Kyle.
absolutely. You know, Russell, WB Saul School is such a special school. Many of the students there come from broken homes, and they excel. Am I right?
Yeah, and one of the really special things about Saul is that students have to take an extra interest in getting there. So I've had a blessed career the last 20 years at Saul. To be working with students who come to school with a true passion for the industry, and to then find their place in the industry where they can really make an impact.
Absolutely, and of course, you know, the many features they teach there is all about our industry.
Well, I think we just need to be, you know, it's what we say we want, right? And then you see it at Saul, where you've got this amazing diversity, which is our strength. You've got folks who are not, you know, their first generation interest in ag. That's what we want, right? They're very passionate about what they do. They're very skilled. They're about the sciences. That's what we say we want, right? So it all comes together at Saul High School.
And of course, right in the middle of Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's right there. It's in a zip code that most of us don't think about of ag, but you know, that whole powerhouse of Philadelphia. It's where our, you know, the nation's, you know, started. It's where our commerce is linked to the world. Is out of Philly. It's where the tech education. So, yeah, it's a good reminder to all of us that.
And it's kind of a natural thing, being here at the Keystone Livestock. Philadelphia is the key to Pennsylvania.
It's a keystone. Yeah, and the skills that are in this Stockman's contest have nothing to do with the zip code, right? Nothing to do with the zip code. They have everything to do with knowledge and skill and science, and that's where this comes together.
And all about agriculture.
And it's all about agriculture, right?
I want to thank both of you for coming on. Of course, one of my delights is visiting WB Saul School over the years and the many wonderful things they do.
Yep, and I always appreciate, Dave, that you always take time to share what we're doing and to also share across the industry, which is really special too. So I just wanted to make sure I said thank you for that too.
Yeah, he's humble about that, but thank you for saying it, because he You think about what a treasure we have in a couple of agricultural media outlets, I'll just call them, right? Mm-hmm. I put Dave in that category where how lucky are we to have somebody who wants to tell that story. So thank you, Dave.
It's opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, but you do it well. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And of course, here at the Keystone International Livestock Show, our own Secretary of Agriculture, Russell Redding, and of course, one of our fine teachers from W.B. Saul School. Tell me your name again.
Gail Coskella, and I'm happy to be part of Saul and the Kyle Show.
Absolutely. And of course, if you ever get a chance, go to the W.B. Saul School. And it's just unbelievable what they do. And no matter whether it's a young boy, young girl, it doesn't matter. All the things from teaching them to be meat cutters or to the dairy.
Yep, and we do natural resource management and horticulture along with our animal
Don't forget
science.
the bees.
And we have a lot of bees now at Saul. Yeah, we got a lot going on there. So
Absolutely. It's all
yeah.
about Pennsylvania.
Teacher got to teach, so I got to grab my kids up here, and I'm going to say thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks for all you do.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I still need you.
All right. Thank you.
Russell, this is a big show today, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, yes, it is. I mean, right? It's a big show every year. I mean, we're happy to have a state-sponsored show to host it. You know, in this contest, the Stockton contest, we have teams from North Carolina, Ohio, and Indiana, and New York, and Maryland, and Pennsylvania. I mean, where else can you do that, right? And then 21 states that are actually exhibitors in the show. That's a high honor for us, but I think a really important thing for agriculture.
And of course, having the opportunity here with the building, the Farm Show Complex, makes such a difference to everybody.
Yeah, again, we think this is normal. This is 1 million square feet of classroom that you can use for livestock and teach. So, yeah, really proud of it. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and I'm going to enjoy some milkshakes.
I had one. I'll get another. All right, how's that?
Of course, our own Secretary of Agriculture, Russell Redding, and at the Keystone Livestock Exposition, a special place in Pennsylvania, and of course right here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We'll be right back.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers. As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers, Farm Credit, supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
Welcome back. And today we're going to be talking to a young lady that spent a lot of time with FFA, and that's Dr. Macy Baker. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's nice to be back here at the Keystone Show. I spent my childhood here showing, and also when my students had animals here. So it's nice to come and see you here today, Dave.
I believe during the war your mother even worked there, didn't she?
My mother did. She tried out to be a welder, and because of her farm skills and her skills in her ag class at high school back in 1942, she got to be a welder here and did so well that she was transferred to Letterkenny.
That's something different.
Yes, it is. It is.
But, you know, you've been part of FFA for many years. And, of course, you were actually president of the teachers at one time. Am I right?
That's correct. I was the first woman to be elected national president of the Ag Teachers Association.
Right. And, of course, FFA is such a great organization. What it does for young people is unbelievable, isn't it?
It really does. And I think the good thing about FFA is you learn the technical skills, you learn how to do something, and you learn it in the classroom first, and then you apply it at events like this. And of course, you have your own projects at home. But then you learn the soft skills, the public speaking, the parliamentary procedure, all of which makes a wonderful employee when they move on to the workforce.
And what it really means is future leaders for the agriculture world, as well as for industry and so much more. Am I right?
That's correct. And the leaders are not only for the ag industry, but as you said, these are your local leaders. They're the ones that become your county commissioners, your church presidents, the ones that are running the Kiwanis Club at home. So this is a training ground.
And they're the people that care about the community, about the country, the state, and how should I say, life in general, and have a great knowledge of it. You know, in industry, they're always looking to hire FFA kids because they are, how should I say, they're dedicated to actually doing hard work And at the same, they show up every day, and they're inquisitive about tomorrow.
That's absolutely true. And there's a lot we can look at the world and say it's wrong, but I can tell you that 4-H and FFA are certainly what is right. And I would encourage school boards, county commissioners, parents, make sure you invest in 4-H and FFA, because that investment to keep those programs going is an investment in the future.
Brings it back tenfold.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can tell you, we just saw the Secretary of Agriculture here, Russ Redding. Russ got his start in 4-H and FFA. I got my start in 4-H.
I got mine in 4-H.
Yeah, right. So if it weren't for those two organizations, really rural America would be in a bad place.
Absolutely.
And I've often said that the Extension Service and 4-H and FFA, it's the backbone of rural America, not just rural Pennsylvania. It's what built this country, and we need to continue to support that because, like you said, pays dividends.
Still going forward.
Still going forward and going strong, by the way.
Thank you, Macy. It's a pleasure talking to you.
As always, Dave, thank you.
Dr. Macy Baker, and of course, it's all about tomorrow. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chris Gibbs, farmer and president of Rural Voices USA. We're a network of rural residents ensuring our voices are heard in Washington, D.C. Once COVID's behind us, this great nation will be investing like never before in roads, bridges, broadband access, health care, and people. That funding must support our jobs, our farms, and our rural communities. We won't let rural America be ignored. Join our effort to build back rural by visiting ruralvoices.us.
Welcome back. And today we're at a special symposium. And, of course, at a special place, too. But I got a young lady here that plays a big role with the history of America, especially. And your name?
My name is Jacqueline Victor, and I'm the Director of Partnerships and Engagement for America 250 PA.
And, 250 is such an important part of America. And, of course, today we're actually talking about the Revolutionary War and things of that nature and the Dennis family, a very important part of history, the oldest African-American family farm, right, in America. And we're going to be going there in a minute.
Yeah, we're really excited to be partnering with Coterra Energy and celebrating the Dennis Farm. Here at America 250 PA, we want this commemoration to be about every Pennsylvanian in every county of the Commonwealth. And we know that every community has something that makes them Pennsylvania proud. And as someone who is from northeastern Pennsylvania, it was only until a few years ago that I really learned about the Dennis Farm. And hearing Denise and the Dennis family talk about the farm and their family just makes me Pennsylvania proud for sure.
The interesting part to me, of course, I've been covering it for about 10 years now, but Coterra played such a big role, and of course before that it was Cabot, and actually helping them that they could claim this farm for history forever. Am I right?
Yes. And part of the way America 250 PA and Coterra will also be partnering is by installing a permanent bronze semi-quincentennial bell. There will only be 6 of those placed throughout the Commonwealth at locations of historical significance, and the Dennis Farm will be the first one, and that'll be unveiled in the spring of 2023.
And of course, being the first one is such an honor for Pennsylvania right here, and of course in Susquehanna County, and a group of African Americans that got along very well in the community, part of the community, and still are part of Pennsylvania.
Yes, of course. And like I said, I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania, and to just know that we have this gem of a location and this family and the roots that they have here, it truly is remarkable and something that just makes me really, really happy that we're able to highlight that through this commemoration.
Well, I want to thank you for coming today, and of course, such an important day today, and of course, the opportunity to see a farm that's been here in America since George Washington's time, and of course, still owned by the same family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks so much for being here as well.
Absolutely. And of course, here at the symposium, and naturally here at the college, Keystone College, and a great place that's held these symposiums for several years now. And of course, it's all about the Dennis Farm, the oldest African-American farm in America. We'll be right back.
Pennsylvania Farm Bureau is about more than farming. We're people united around food, the environment, and community. Our members include farms of every size and type across the state, as well as families who want to be a part of the state's local food culture. We advocate for farm families to continue to produce quality food for their neighbors and for rural communities to have the tools they need to thrive. Pennsylvania Farm Bureau, Growing communities, many voices, united vision.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lonnie Moore, and I am a descendant of the Perkins Dennis family, and we're here today at the Dennis Farm Charitable Land Trust, providing, once again, a symposium to our friends and neighbors, and some who've traveled as far away as California, and some, as nearby as our own area right here in this particular region of Pennsylvania. But we're particularly proud of some of the college students that have showed up today. We have visitors from Rosemont College, a number of students who are here, and right now we're just trying to teach them a little bit about the history of our family and the importance of the word history and what it means to all of us as Americans. But in particular about how a free African American gentleman by the name of Prince Perkins settled this land in 1793. And just to give a little context to that during that time period, George Washington was actually president of the United States. So what makes this property unique is that ever since that time, the property, the farm itself, the 153-acre farm that stands here today has been passed down from one generation to another. And the Dennis family, which is the name of the farm, the Dennis Farm, are the proudest stewards of this.
One of the interesting things with First Citizens Community Bank is a lot of our lenders, a lot of the team that we have continue to be involved in agriculture today. I think that positions us very uniquely compared to a lot of our competition because we are heavily involved in agriculture and we understand what our customers are experiencing.
The people there treated us like more than just a number. They took an interest in what we were doing, and it was much more of a personal relationship than we've experienced with a lot of banks.
We talked to many banks about this, about how to finance our new opportunity. It was just far and away the best fit for us to use First Citizens. As challenges arise, there's no one better to help you than people that are farmers themselves. And at First Citizens, they're farmers. So why not deal with people who understand what you're going through?
Welcome back, and today we're still out here at the Dennis Farm, and I got another descendant, right? And of course, Daryl.
Daryl Gore, my name. I'm a seventh generation descendant of Prince Perkins.
And of course, proud of it.
And very proud of it.
So many people come out here today, and over the years, you and I have seen a lot of different bus trips and whatnot come here. But, this is really what America's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a little-known piece of African-American history, but it's also a small piece of American history because, again, our family has owned this property since the 1790s when General Washington, when George Washington was president of this country. Right. So,
and of course, they fought with George Washington at Valley Forge.
That's right. Prince Perkins we know absolutely that he was in Valley Forge. He fought in the Battle of Stony Point, and we believe he fought in the Battle of Brandywine.
Right. And of course, that's the history so many times we forget about. And a lot of people don't think history is important, but it repeats itself time and time again. And understanding where we've been tells us where we can go without conflict.
Right. Yeah, and especially, for my descendants, for Prince and Judith and his family, and and James and Henry Dennis and their families. Here they were basically an African American family that was isolated here amongst Caucasians, European families, but they lived in harmony. They became an important part of this community. You could tell by the literature in this community that they were respected. They were part of the community, and even when there were pressures from the outside, the community supported them as much as they supported the community.
Right. And that's so important, and that's what life is really about, am I right? And, that's what we want to see in the future. We want people to get along, understand, everybody has a different road they have to travel, right? Mm-hmm. But here, the Perkins family, the Dennis family were hard workers, and them people appreciated it, understood how hard they worked, and they really thought a lot of them.
Yes, they work together, and more people should understand that we all need to work together.
Right.
You know, basically, the division that's going on in this country because of political ideologies and whatever, if we worked a little bit together. I just remember, underneath everything, we all, our blood is all green, and our blood is all red. Excuse me, and our flesh is pink.
You know something, all kidding aside, I was at a music festival here a few weeks ago, right? Yeah. And there was all denominations, all colors there, and they all just seemed to simmer down and enjoy the music.
Yes.
And really, that's what we need to do in this world.
And
just realize we're all can be comfortable with everybody. Just take a little bit of time and understand them.
Yeah. I mean, we have different religions, we have different philosophies, but all in all, we're all people.
Right.
We're all humans. You know, we need to learn how to work together and get along with each other. And, I have a firm belief that if people just work that way, things will change.
And that's the true belief of America.
Yes.
And a free land, everybody should be free. When you think about the horrors of many years ago, there were white people also that were slaves, not just black people. And the thing of it is that as you go down the road, we realize that wasn't right. Absolutely. Nobody likes to be controlled by somebody to the extent they were, right? And at the same point, when somebody is given a little bit of opening, they are so much more productive.
Absolutely.
And that's really what life's about.
I know.
Helping that neighbor, letting them get ahead, and working just a little bit harder to make America a better place.
Absolutely. I mean, we can all work together, and it will make this country a better place. We just have to work together.
A better place for all of us.
And just take a minute to walk a mile in the other person's shoes and see where everyone else is coming from.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Well, I want to thank you for coming on today. Beautiful day out here. How'd you pick this day?
The Lord was very generous to us by granting us the blessing of this day, considering all the weather that we've been having coming up to this day.
Here at the Dennis Farm, and of course, the Daryl, right?
Yes.
A special part of the family. And of course, a great day out here with many, many people learning the history of America, where it all started. We'll be right back.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. There you go. Yeah, God bless you. Let's play football now. Let's go.
The Friends of the Farm Show Foundation began back in 2010 as a way to support educational events at the annual Farm Show. We work with the leadership of the Farm Show, help them raise funds to conduct the annual Farm Show. I think what draws people to the annual Farm Show is the vast diversity. It is that diversity of that equipment, livestock, and the involvement of the youth. The Friends of the Pennsylvania Farm Show Foundation are hugely appreciative of our opportunity to support the annual Farm Show in Harrisburg.
Come and join us every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on PCN TV as we travel throughout the countryside of Pennsylvania, bringing you those heartland stories about the places we love to visit and the people we love to meet. Everything that makes Pennsylvania such a great place to live.
program has been paid for by the sponsor and does not reflect the views of PCN. To get your program on PCN Fusion and for more information, contact info@pcntv.com.